In the early 1990s, just as the Cold War ended and many were celebrating the triumph of liberal democracy, one man offered a very different prediction. His name was Samuel P. Huntington, and in 1993, he published an essay that would spark decades of debate, The Clash of Civilizations. His message was simple, but deeply unsettling. The next great conflicts wouldn't be about ideology or economics, but about culture. About civilizations. According to Huntington, the world could be roughly divided into major cultural blocks: Western, Islamic, Sinic, Chinese, Hindu, Orthodox, African, Latin American, each shaped by its own history, values, and religious foundations. He argued that as globalization shrank the world and brought civilizations into closer contact, it would also sharpen their differences. The old Cold War lines would dissolve, replaced by civilizational fault lines, places where cultures met, clashed, and competed for dominance. At the time, many dismissed his idea. After all, the world seemed to be moving toward integration, not fragmentation. The internet was exploding, economies were opening, and the idea of a shared, liberal world order felt within reach. But then came 9/11. Suddenly, Huntington's thesis didn't seem so far-fetched. An attack by Islamist extremists on the heart of the Western world looked, to some, like proof of civilizational conflict. Wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, tensions between the West and the Muslim world, the rise of nationalist movements in Europe, all seem to echo his predictions. Fast forward to today, and the world feels even more fragmented. The West versus China rivalry grows deeper, not just as a geopolitical contest, but as a clash of values: democracy versus authoritarianism, individual freedom versus collective stability. Russia, invoking its orthodox roots, positions itself as a defender of traditional values against Western liberalism. India is asserting its Hindu identity on the global stage, while the Islamic world, fractured yet united at times by shared grievances, still challenges the Western-led narrative. So was Huntington right? Yes, and no. He was right that culture matters, and that civilizations are more than just abstract ideas, they shape how societies see themselves and others. But he may have oversimplified a far more complex reality. Cultures aren't monolithic. Civilizations mix, evolve, and overlap. Conflict doesn't always follow civilizational lines, and cooperation often crosses them. Today, we live in a world that's more connected and more divided than ever. Globalization hasn't erased identities. In many places,